important to talk about all of the red that we've been seeing, just a sea of red. So the cryptos that have, we do have some gains being made today. USD coin, True USD. These are some of the cryptos that are surprisingly doing good. Factom, or unsurprisingly doing good. So, and then the cryptos getting hit the worst. Bitcoin Gold among them, and then taking the number 3 spot. Metaverse ETP at the time of making this video, of course. What are we looking at? What are we expecting to see? Maybe a $1,000 Bitcoin, maybe a $2,000 Bitcoin. What are you guys thinking? I know for a fact that if I see a $2,000 Bitcoin, I'm gonna feel it's gonna be pretty hard for me to hold off. But what I think what a lot of people are thinking right now is they're probably not sure if this is the bottom that we're facing right here. And what I've heard a lot of people who've been interviewing experts and so forth, talking about the question of how long could this last? Could we see another year of this bear market? Because, for instance, maybe there's some people out there who are being overly pessimistic, or maybe not being pessimistic enough. I've found that I've adapted more of a fatalistic attitude when it comes to the cryptocurrency space, and this has definitely helped me out a lot moving forward. And I hate to say it, but the $2,000 Bitcoin, the $2,000 Bitcoin is realistically might be right around the corner. It's funny because it's right at this time last year, we were seeing crypto at its all-time highs. Now we're right back where we were, quite far deep back between last year, and I'm wondering, can we get back to 2016? Can we reset all the way back to when the market cap was let's see, market cap was 16 can we get the market cap down to 16 billion? That's the question of the day, is how low can you go? So, for instance, I mean, in other news, I mean, Bitcoin criminal probe focused on tie to Tether. All right, Bitcoin horror show. Yeah, we know already. Let's get over the charade here. Christmas is going to be great this year. Yeah, a lot of other, a joke that I've seen going around is people have referred to it as like a sale, a crypto Christmas sale. Because look, I mean, people who know where they stand as far as the technologies are concerned and all these different things, I have no worry. I don't worry about the people who have themselves strategically aligned with the crypto of their choice. Those aren't the people who I'm worried about. It's the people who are worried about are the ones who might not have an idea. I mean, because the cryptos that I'm most interested in, I'd say that will have a capacity to survive this, what we're witnessing happening right now. Because look, what we're seeing now, what I would term it as, is sort of a purge of all the shitty altcoins, and we're seeing what needed to happen is happening. It's the purge of all of these shitty ICOs and these bad actors, and all these different things coming to the surface. And to a certain extent, these are very I mean, they're very interesting dynamics and certain things that have been coming to the light. So in a certain degree, I think that in the long term, cryptocurrency still has its place. I mean, let's not kid ourselves here. And I think that this is going to give the space some time to basically get down to business, so hammer out some of these regulations. And so John McAfee says we're in a bear market. but people, let's check out this article. But people just need to relax, according to John McAfee. And I gotta say, I agree with the man. You know, he is a funny character, but John McAfee, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah, this could be the beginning of the end, ladies and gentlemen. So, in brighter news, stocks. Why the Dow keeps sinking. Stocks skid as major indexes shed 2018 gains. Two stocks could win from the United States Global Fuel Standard. So, stocks aren't doing too well either. I remember people were relax and have a dozen Long Island iced tea. Yeah, I see. For people who are too faint of heart in this situations like these, this might be a good time for you to go take a walk in the woods, maybe, or you know, get away from your computer, because then again, I don't think anybody's safe. I mean, we live in a house of cards. Everything that show House of Cards is really a good show, because a house of cards is what we live in. You just look at the global debt clock, and nobody's safe. Everything's held together by straw. And the fact of the matter is that cryptocurrency and all these things are no different. I thought I was late to the game a couple of years ago. So wrong. We're still early. Yeah, see, that's a great point. When people talk about the fact that we're early in the game when it comes to cryptocurrency, this is the kind of shit that we have to deal with. Being early in the game doesn't just mean that things are going to happily move sideways every single day. We're going to have to face certain challenges and all these different things. But I think that something, some people commenting in the chat saying buy the dip. I mean, that is a one way to look at it. Personally, you know, speaking as somebody who's been involved with cryptocurrency for a certain amount of years, you know, I'm definitely going to be filling up my bags. Whether I'm taking a hit or not, in time will certainly determine what my fate is on that account. But I'm gonna basically be an experiment, you know, a guinea pig to see how these different things turn out. But yeah, so we see these ICOs being purged, and we see all these different variables coming together. Personally, I'm sick of hearing people being pessimistic about the market. Even if Bitcoin plummets down to $2,000, I just don't want to hear any negativity from people. I mean, the fact of the matter is, the people can make money off of cryptocurrency even when the market's a $16 billion market, or if it's a $20 billion market, $100 billion market, makes absolutely no difference to you and me. This is something that we need to take. I mean, unless, of course, you know, disclaimer, unless I have some multi-billionaires in the comment section, then I apologize. But then again, you need to understand, how many Bitcoin does it actually take to move the value of Bitcoin up full percentage? And I remember this was a question that was posed to and one of these experts, and I believe it's not as many as you think. You know, if somebody, I don't want to give, I forget what it is off the top of my head. I don't want to give the wrong estimate, but it's much lower than you even comprehend. And that's another thing. I mean, this whole conversation that about China and you know, all these different things, but all this stuff is just hogwash as far as I'm concerned. I really care not about the moment to moment. I could really give a shit about what happens today. The fundamental fact of the matter is that blockchain is here to stay. The future is here. So people who get scared, who might want to you know, call your grandma or something like that, have a therapeutic conversation, because the fact of the matter is that there's real stakes at play right now. And when we see these different variables finally coming together, mass adoption and all these things, it might take 4 years for this sort of, it might take 5 years, 6 years. We might see a whole year of Bitcoin being lower or whatever. But another thing that I heard that's just sort of, I mean, at this point, I'm listening to fortune tellers talk about you know, the future of cryptocurrency. At this point, I don't give a shit. I've heard so many of these so-called experts being wrong and so forth. I mean, I'm shaking my my snow globe and looking to see what I can learn from you know, reading the stars or whatever, you know. I think at this point we're gonna have to resort to astrology to find out what's going to be happening in the world of cryptocurrency, and I'm only half joking when it comes to that. So you know, as far as the cryptos that I have my eye on, I'd say it's anything with a blockchain, anything with a working product, you know, anything that I could actually see the team that's working behind it bringing it where I could actually, you know, want it to go. And yeah, safe space and coloring books, XRP party. It is a future castle. Yeah, I'm gonna have a castle when you could all come over. Yeah, once Bitcoin. McLovin, the Irish. So do you guys want to be moderators? If anybody wants to be made into a moderator, just press 1 in the chat and I'll make you a moderator. I've been doing this on all the latest live streams, just to see you know, if I make you a moderator and then you come back. Yeah, XRP 2019. You know, that's definitely something very interesting. I think XRP is definitely something to pay attention to as far as we move forward. All right, Philip White, you're gonna be, you type 1 in the chat, so you're gonna be a moderator. Congratulations, my friend. But yeah, as far as I think in the future we'll be talking about XRP dominance instead of Bitcoin dominance, and I'm only half joking when I say that as well. All right, so yeah, everybody who types 1 gets made to be a moderator. So congratulations, you guys are the regulators. McLovin, that's a good username right there, McLovin. That's a great movie. Crypto Goggles, you get to be a moderator as well, my friend. Congratulations, you've accomplished something in life. This other person, Ray Rodriguez, you get to be one. Nathaniel, you're next, my friend. Nathaniel Sabo, yep, you got moderator status as well. This other person who was saying wants to be a moderator as well. Yeah, so I mean, there's a all right, audio's back. So another thing to yeah, the audio's back, everybody. But thanks for letting me know. That's what good. So you guys got to moderate me sometimes. You know, when it's back, right? Somebody give me a no sound. Still no sound. There's gotta be sound. Hit him with a microphone. Audio's back. Yeah, I know. All right. So yeah, Martinez, you get to be a moderator. Yeah. So another thing that we have to remember is that they're not making any new Bitcoin. No, everything's not over. That's just a clickbait title. You know, obviously, yeah, you only lose when you sell. No, I like to make the title of these videos just clickbaity, not only because that makes you a more successful YouTuber, but I also find it hilarious to see in the comments section, there's always people out there who are going to try to call you out on your clickbaity titles or whatever. But at the end of the day, I think it's all fair game in the cryptocurrency world, as long as it doesn't hurt anybody. But yeah, Crypto Goggles says everything's on sale. McLovin, R&B singer, says he went through the brutal sell-off in 2014-50, so this price action is not anything new. Pick up and buy points and stay calm. Yeah, so I definitely agree with that as well. That's the general sentiment of, but you know, it's people who get caught up in the fact of the matter is that everybody who's had stocks for any amount of time, yeah, anybody who's been in freaking stocks and all these different things has certainly had time to make money and sell when things are up. And the fact of the matter is that in the world of cryptocurrency, it's sort of design your own. You can choose to sell off when you when you're making money, or you could choose to sell off when you lose your money. That nobody's gonna stop. I mean, short of you know, things like BitConnect and all that stuff. Can I get in the comment? Can I get a BitConnect? I think that BitConnect is one of the most hilarious things. You know, BitConnect is so stupid. How could people have possibly thought that BitConnect was gonna be a good idea? Like it so obviously was. And you know, you looked at all the people who were freaking obsessed with it and all this stuff. Yeah, BitConnect. That's a freaking laugh. But then again, BitConnect, what, you know, you really can't underestimate the impact that the crypto bubble that was burst this time last year, and the importance of that, and how it essentially is interconnected with what we're seeing happening right now. For instance, a lot of these different ICOs and so forth that got established back when cryptocurrency was at its all-time highs, right now they're running into problems with bankruptcy and all these different things because of the fact that they have to pay back their investors at the value, you know, USD for USD of back when crypto was at its all-time high. So you know, all these different things. I'm hearing $10 Litecoin gonna load up. Yeah, imagine a $10 Litecoin. Imagine a freaking $10 Bitcoin. You never know. I mean, the values of all, it's really, nobody actually knows how dramatically overvalued some of these cryptos actually could be. I mean, it's anybody's guess, I guess, at this point, whether we're going to see the stocks or crypto, or but you know, one thing's for sure, it's those of us who stick around. I think we're going to be the winners long term. But you might want to be considering your HOLD strategy right now. Yeah, I agree, McLovin. That's a good point. I got, actually, somebody called me McLovin the other day. I don't want to start that up, though. I already got people saying that I'm their dad. That's going to take forever to get people to stop. Remember, everybody, I'm not your dad. You know, stop calling me your dad. But yeah, I mean, overall, I'm thinking things are looking pretty optimistic. Kidneys for sale. I hope that's a joke. You don't ever need to sell your kidneys. No. Sorry about that, everybody. The volume went off again. What cryptos am I most interested? I'm definitely interested in seeing what XRP's future is going to look like. I definitely think that what we've seen happen just now is going to be taken advantage by the establishment. I mean, obviously, we're going to be seeing the banks and all these different entities hopping on board and really trying to exploit. I mean, I wanted to actually make a video about Cardano today, but the fact of the matter is that I just have to keep covering this crash. I mean, I'll probably be making a video about XRP, and because XRP is really a very significant conversation when we look forward to how cryptocurrency is going to be integrated into you know, certain variables with the real. So don't be a jerk who brings up Bitcoin this Thanksgiving. Yeah, definitely. You could be stepping on some, but I mean, I don't know what you're going to talk about around Thanksgiving if you're not talking about Bitcoin. But yeah, Digibyte, definitely interested in seeing what happens with Digibyte. Ethereum, also interested in seeing where Ethereum goes. Of course, Cardano, and all these kinds of things. But yeah, I put out a poll on my channel that was basically saying so it's this the sound should be working now. So yeah, I put up this poll that said, how do you feel about the future of the crypto universe? And the feedback out of 282 votes, we had 93% positive and 7% negative. So I mean, who knows? Yeah, we need a bull run. Yeah, these are my I got moderators, everybody. It's yeah, whatever happens, don't panic. That's a good one. We've been hearing a lot of people saying that. Yeah, but we have a lot of respected moderators on this channel. I call my moderators my regulators. But I don't know. I just think these polls, if you ever get a chance to answer one of these polls, it's definitely interesting data. It's all about money. Wall Street's coming. That's definitely an interesting comment. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity to have a Bitcoin. I like that one. Bitcoin will bounce back all-time highs, and certain alts will make a new generation of millionaires. XRP, baby. Yes, baby. A bit of bleeding, not going to take the smile off my face. Very positive for XRP, negative for BTC, and all of those derivatives. Long term, feeling positive. It looks like people, for the most part, regulators. Yeah, as far as sorry about that. My my audio went again. But yeah, so Script Skynet with this super chat. How do you think DGB can get through these dead coins to challenge XRP? And you know, my answer to that is I don't actually think that it's entirely necessary for DGB to get past. Like, you have to think about it. The real conversation that's at hand when it comes to Digibyte is the fact that, I mean, what's the bottom? What's the bottom when we're talking about something like Digibyte? Is the bottom for Digibyte something like 1 cent? I think that the value for Digibyte actually can't go below very far below 1 cent. Now, all that being said, well, in the present circumstances, but that aside, I mean, I want to talk about the fact that you know, when we're looking at something like Digibyte, what's really important is the fact that it's you know, so well distributed across the globe. You know, there's a great blockchain. You know, and all these different things are going to be really important, you know, variables as far as you know, as we see these different things, you know, culminating and coming to a spearhead in this next time. So I mean, the fact of the matter is that I think that XRP is probably going to be the king shit for a while. When we see the decline of Bitcoin, I'm honestly going to come right out and pretty much say that we're gonna see the situation where I think XRP, it's like sort of like Game of Thrones. Like, you don't always want to see the person become you don't always want to see the person become the king in Game of Thrones, right? But they earn the throne. You know, they I don't know how. I haven't actually watched Game of Thrones, but I'd imagine this is how the show works. It's a lot like what we're seeing happening in cryptocurrency right now. I mean, I think up until this point, XRP has paid its dues, and when we I mean, as we move forward, we see you know, the inevitable decline of what really is the overpriced, overvalued Bitcoin. I think that it's important to take into consideration, you know, fundamentally, looking at you know, the way that the cryptos are valued right now. I think that Digibyte is probably one of the most you know, accurately valued as far as you know, Digibyte needs more focus and attention. XRP has been abrupt and campaigning for a while to earn community trust. Yeah, and I think that Ripple XRP has a lot of a strong community as far as like the normies are concerned. Like, Ripple's on the Ellen DeGeneres show, and all these different things. So it's and it's got the banks behind it and so forth. But the way that I see the competition between Ripple and Digibyte, and as it's going to come to a head, now this could be a year down the road. This could be longer or shorter, for better or for worse. I think that Digibyte's really in alignment with like what the traditionalists in the cryptocurrency space would want to see happen, as far as like the old age philosophies of like the Satoshi Nakamoto sort of idea of wanting to see the decentralized future and all that when it comes to these different variables. And I think that the fact that Ripple is sort of on the opposite end of that, a lot of the different issues revolving around Ripple that have to do with a lot of these components that people have criticized before, centralized components or areas that have the tendency or the the vulnerability that could basically be defined along similar lines as like centralization. A lot of these things are the vulnerabilities and things that need to be ironed out. Certainly, if we would want to see a functioning cryptocurrency space that's anything like what people had originally dreamed of, what people originally wanted to see cryptocurrency accomplishing in that same regard. So when we talk about right now, you have a choice. You could essentially choose to go one way and support and all these different things, but then at the same time, you could vote with your dollar, but it's sort of a crapshoot in that same sense. But anyway, we want to talk about let's see what we got for on Twitter revolving around Digibyte. Digibyte pioneered the DigiShield difficulty adjustment. It's used in Bitcoin Cash. Where the Digibyte bottom, who knows? Feeling depressed. If you're in this for the long term, just don't look at the price, but look at the market cap position. Be happy Digibyte is rising and getting well positioned for the future. If you think long term, I think that people are generally at times, like, basically people saying that they're thinking about the long term is kind of like them just saying that they're it's a lot like trying to talk yourself into feeling good or whatever. But hey, I mean, if it makes you feel any better, I mean, the long term cryptos and all these different things. So another thing I wanted to talk about, and I think that this, since everybody's sort of feeling all weird about crypto, I think it's also a good thing to talk about the conversation that I heard this guy who was lecturing, who was basically going into detail, basically discussing the progression of technology in society, and how whenever a new technology is introduced to humanity and all these different things, the inevitable conclusion is the subsequent development of that technology. And I think that that's definitely something to be said. And when they talked about a long time ago, back in like the 80s, for example, people were aware that business calls were going to happen. They were going to FaceTime and all these different things, because at that time in history, the cameras and all these things were developed, so people would make a prediction based on the technology that was available for them. But there's something to be said about this conversation revolving the internet's like crypto's like the internet in 1995. That's pretty interesting. But the foundation has to be laid for these new technology. It has to be laid like McLovin. The fact of the matter is that basically people would have never been able to predict things like Google and things like basically Patreon, things like smartphones. These conversations were outside of the realm of possibility that were even considered by people who were living back in that day and age, because the fact of the matter is that the rate of progression needs this, the fact of the matter is that there needs to be the groundwork laid down for these different things. So for people to be using cryptocurrency and having crypto replace fiat, actually basically you'd have to imagine that there needs to be a real integration of this smart technology into every level of all these different things. So I mean, but then again, I mean, remember, you only lose when you sell. I mean, I feel like we've been beating a dead horse on this thing, and I'm very much looking forward to when the things start to move sideways again, and we can get back to talking about you know, technology and all these different things. But yeah, it is sad to see in the market taking all these billion-dollar hits left and right, it seems. And I'm gifting crypto to my niece and nephew for Christmas. That's a nice Christmas gift, I guess. Get them thinking about cryptocurrency. But yeah, moving forward, I mean, I hope everybody out there is feeling good, you know, or at least feeling content. If not, you know, the community's here for you. But yeah, all that being said, I mean, obviously, remember, this video is for entertainment, educational purposes only. You know, remember, I'm not your dad or anything like that, but don't be the jerk who brings up Bitcoin at this Thanksgiving. That's all I have to say. Bitcoin gets slammed. It's just the same news article everywhere you go. But I just, like, I was going to make a video about Cardano today, but I just, like, I feel like I always do a live stream whenever there's like a significant like a bull run or a bear market that requires like this sort of community coming together. But I definitely really like having these live streams. And but yeah, I hope that you guys have found this informative, and I'm actually gonna go eat dinner, but I'll be posting a new video later on today. It's not much, but it helps get a couple. Well, thank you, my friend Jaloon Bin San. Always appreciating the super chats. Yeah, it is. It's great how the community on this channel has been growing. Later, bro. Take care. No, I'm not. Now that I just got this super chat, I just feel like answering a few more questions. So, do you guys have any questions for me before I go? You know, I rarely get super chats, so when you guys go out of your way to give me a super chat, I feel like Ncash. I think retail. Ncash is a good conversation. Merry Christmas. Happy FOMO. But Cryptomas. Yeah, the Ncash, I think that there really needs to be a future of retail, you know, a dramatic, I think dramatically, like, if I'm not even gonna say this with a straight face, but if Walmart stands any chance at competing with Amazon, which they don't, the fact of the matter is we're gonna see Amazon completely wipe the floor with all retail, and this includes Electronium. My thoughts on Electronium are pretty positive. I would say mobile mining has its place. The safety protocols and all these things that Electronium has integrated are definitely, and the fact that it has its position in the App Store, the overall the potential for the global integration, and the fact that, you know, the world's getting smaller every single day. More and more people are getting access to things like smartphones and the internet. I think Electronium is definitely an interesting crypto to be paying attention to. But yeah, back to what I was saying about Encash. Now we're definitely going to see, without a doubt, Amazon's going to wipe the floor with every single retail place that you've ever gone to. And yeah, we got Chris Cooper, regulators. Yeah. But yeah, we're going to see Amazon and online, basically, in a nutshell. And we're going to, I mean, and so where does Encash play into this? Maybe not too much, or maybe a lot, but it's yeah, where does yeah, so where does Encash play in? Well, Encash is like the retail crypto. It wants to like integrate the Internet of Things and these like membership programs, and there's a lot of money in membership programs. Like you go to a gas station and you probably have a little card that you swipe at the gas station that gets you 5 cents off a gallon of gas. And I think that this is something that cryptocurrency definitely can. There's a lot of money that's lost in these sort of membership programs, because you got one membership program with one retail outlet, and then you go to another, and then it's a completely new membership program, and it's messy. And the fact of the matter is that retail and Encash and all these different things, and these it represents a very interesting it definitely recommend it brings into consideration a totally different idea when we think about retail. You look around, and there's people who have their smartphone with them when they're walking around and window shopping at different stores and so forth. And the fact of the matter is that people and companies in particular have corporations are already every single day they're losing money right now because they're not leveraging the potential that's in everybody's pocket. You look around at any given Walmart and there's people with their smartphones, and the fact of the matter is that that these retail outlets are losing dramatically to online things like Amazon and all these things, because what actually goes into the purchase of something on Amazon? Well, I'll tell you one fundamental thing that leads to the purchase of something when a person's searching online is they search it in a search engine, which right there right there, searching something on a search engine is harvesting data for someone somewhere. So right there, Amazon is actually not only selling people shit. Give us a ADA sneak peek. I mean, I could talk to that, but yeah, I want to talk about the first of all, I just want to talk about the fact of the matter is that when we're looking at the development of crypto and the fact that oh, and I just want to thank crypto script Skynet again. All right, we'll talk about ADA. I just want to get my ideas all together. So we're really looking forward to blockchain means that the power structure is completely shifting. And when we want to talk about something like ADA, I mean, I would really like to, when I make videos about a cryptocurrency, I always like to just do my research, because I really hate saying things and then being wrong and then having to correct myself. But we're all wrong at certain times, so it's just, nobody's perfect. But I think that ADA is definitely one of it has a huge potential. If I were to make a video about ADA right now, which I'm probably going to pretty soon, but it would definitely center around the fact that the dramatic upheaval that we're seeing happening right now in the cryptocurrency space is very it represents a huge opportunity for various different altcoins, and I'd say that ADA is definitely an altcoin that is I'd say if we're gonna go back to like the sort of Game of Thrones metaphor here, for lack of a mechanism to really look at these things, Charlie Lee, you could just look at the people who are working behind these things, and it's like I said, I mean, it's sort of just like, you just look at the data. I mean, we got blockchain, we got decentralization. I mean, what else do you want? And obviously a lot of different things involving how Cardano and all these different projects have been purging a lot of the undesirable elements from their basic. They had the fact of the matter is that, like, when you're forced to resign from something like Cardano, it says a lot about the way that you've been performed. But anyway, 2018 crypto returns, Cardano 93%. Huh? Yeah, this thing is interesting. 2018 crypto returns. New release on GitHub from today. Yeah, despite the rough seas out there, builders are building. I think that's a good sentiment to fall back on as well. When we're talking about these things, the infrastructure is being laid down. Now, people who are going to criticize Cardano for being overly ambitious, XRP is working with Amazon Alexa and Western Union cash payment systems through Amazon. So, all right, that comment earns you a position as a moderator. Thank you for the I know, though, that is good. I mean, that's why when we're talking about Amazon, and I mean, there's so many things just to thanks all mods, smash the like button. But yeah, so Cardano, I mean, imagine not buying Cardano. But like right now is a good interesting time in crypto, because maybe this time next year we'll be seeing crypto at all-time highs. Maybe it'll be the year after that. Maybe it'll be 4 years down the line. But think of today as a early Thanksgiving. Crypto is the gift that you give to yourself when you're losing sleep at night because you're losing money. No, I don't know. I'm getting I need to go to bed. Dad gets tired sometimes. But anyways, I hope you guys have found this live stream informative. I just like to say shout out once again to Script Skynet for the generous super chats, and also Jalun Bin San, hopefully I pronounced your name right. Thanks for the $2. And of course Script Skynet again with $5 donation. So just want to thank everybody in the community who's subscribed and helped support the channel, and all the regulators in the chat, all the moderators, and all the commenters, and everybody who's helped us in between. So even the haters I want to thank. Good night everybody, and I'll see you guys on another episode of Crypto Clout that we'll be working on for later on. And stay optimistic, everybody. Have a good one. You only lose when you sell, right? Stay relevant.